Here we have a new 2024 Chevrolet Silverado 1500. This one comes in the RST trim level. This one also has the Z71 off-road package. Comes in glacier blue metallic, and then we have jet black leather interior as part of the leather package. And the powertrain of this Silverado consists of a 5.3 liter naturally aspirated V8 engine. And this one is an Ecotech, so it has that fuel management system, and then it's paired with a 10-speed automatic transmission. But as we come around to the front end here, I love the styling of the RST. Pretty much everything is body color. And then we have the gloss black grille and the gloss black bumper there. We have LED headlamps, LED daytime running lights, LED fog lights. And then this glacier blue, it just really pops, I think. A super, super nice look. Now as we come around to the wheels here, these are upgraded 20-inch aluminum wheels. I'm sorry there's a few water spots on the truck. I don't know if you can see it or not, but power door lock controls, and then we have passive keyless entry on the front two doors. I like the trim there. We have one-touch automatic up and down for the driver's side window, express down for the other three windows. Rear window lock there, power mirror controls are here, bottle holders, and then map pocket there. Now this one has a convenience package too, so that includes this Bose sound system. We have an electronic parking brake here. We can go through our drive modes here, normal, sport, off-road. And then headlamp controls are here, four-wheel drive controls there. And if you want to engage your tow haul mode, just click that button. Hood release here. We do have a manual tilt and telescope steering wheel, so there's the latch to release that, and then we can pull it back and forth and then tilt it as well. Sometimes you got to get it loosened up there. But here's the 10-way power driver seat, and then we have 2-way power lumbar support included in that. So I like having the leather there, especially for the price that you pay for this. But I have that seat up front adjusted for someone of my size, being 6'3" with longer legs. But before we check out that rear leg room, shout out to Chevrolet Buick GMC of Murfreesboro for allowing me to review this truck today. Now with the tint in the back and the glare from the sun, I'm just gonna try and go over all of the options here by getting as close as I can. And y'all can pause anywhere you need to. And then this one, it's high dollar. It stickers right at $65,385, but you have a full-size four-wheel drive truck with leather, and it has the V8. So I'd have to see how that compares to maybe an F-150 Lariat or a Ram around this trim. But of course, with it being a full-size truck, plenty of space. Headroom is great up front and in the back. Same thing with the leg room, hip space. The seats are wide enough, so I like we have the seat back pockets on both sides. With this being a truck, you want to have as much storage as possible. Rear AC vents, then you have a USB-C, USB-A charge port there, and 2 bottle holders. Now for this price point, you might be disappointed because you don't have the rear outboard seats, or heated outboard seats, excuse me. But we do have the center seat that folds down. Bottle holders are there. And then we do have the premium reading lights in the back. And my favorite thing are these nice heavy duty hangers. You can hang several shirts or work uniforms, whatever you got, on that hook. But these seats do fold up. Just give it a little tug. And then you also have the storage within the actual seats themselves. Fuel filler there. And there's the back end. Again, I just can't get enough of this glacier blue here. And with that Z71 package, we do get that integrated dual exhaust, spares underneath there, tow hitch. And we have that power release there, and the easy folding up and down tailgate. Spray on bed liners included here. We do have a 120 volt 3-prong household plug-in if you want to charge a laptop or something while you're back here. And then this does have an optional tonneau cover from the factory too. But to this front passenger seat, manual seat here, but we can adjust the seat back or move the seat bottom back and forth. And then side pocket here, it actually goes back a little bit. And then glove compartment here is lockable. And then we have the top glove compartment as well. Now as we come back around to the front, we're just gonna open the engine bay. You all can see in there. It's mostly covered up. There's that 5.3 liter Ecotec V8. But now let's go ahead and hop in the driver's seat. So nice leather wrap steering wheel. We can heat that there. Feels very nice. There's the horn. Now we do get this new 13.4 inch Google Assistant screen here. So AM, FM, XM radio, Bluetooth audio, Alexa. Then we have the Google News and podcasts. We have the navigation system here. Of course, you have to have a subscription for that, but you can walk through all of these settings and then you can at least see the map on these trucks. So I like that. So as I zoom out, you can kind of see that it's pretty easy to use. You can go in here and type in destinations or use voice recognition. But yeah, it's just super, it's a very, very good system, very intuitive, I think. And then you do have the side view, which I like. Let's see. We get wireless Apple CarPlay, wireless Android Auto compatibility. Trailering settings are here. You get dual zone automatic climate controls, driver and front passenger. You can use the knobs and buttons down below or the controls on the screen here. And then our home buttons here, volume knob, click there to mute, and then you can turn the volume back down. Lane keep assist with lane departure, auto stop, that release for the tailgate, hazards, downhill brake control, and then the traction control toggle is here. And then pretty easy to pair your phone. Just go into the phone menu, manage phones, hit add phone, walks you right through it, gives you all the steps. Just pull up the Bluetooth on your device, and then it'll ask you if you want to use wireless CarPlay and Android Auto, whichever phone you have, while you're in there. And vehicle settings are here. We have teen driver, rear seat reminder, and buckle to drive. And then I do like to show in the system settings here. This is pretty neat too. It shows you how many gigs are being used by the actual hard drive. But here you can go ahead and change your language, and all that's in there. Backup cameras there, guidelines follow you as you turn the steering wheel. And 3-stage heated seats down here, driver, front passenger again. Trailer brake controller, USB-C, USB-A port, storage, bottle holders. And we do have a wireless charging pad in here, and tons of space in the center console cubby space with another 3-prong household plug-in, and a USB-C, USB-A port there too. We can remove that tray, which is nice. And we have the power sliding rear window. And then for the shifter, just hit this button on the side, pull down for drive, tap for low gear, where you can manually shift from the paddle shifters on the steering wheel. I'll show you that in a minute. Tap up for neutral, pull all the way up for reverse when hitting the button, press P for park. There are those paddle shifters there. Cruise control can be toggled here, and then we can cancel, set the speed, adjust the gap adjust for the forward collision alert, voice recognition, Bluetooth, mute button. And then here we can use these arrows and the scroll bar to go through the middle part of the gauge cluster. So I can actually reset the oil life pretty easily. And then we have the tire pressure monitors, trip info, all of this here. We can actually edit what's on this page if we want to turn certain things on or off, which I like. And then within the settings, we can toggle with the display layout. The info that's on the left side, we can do that. So if I want to see the fuel economy average, I can have that there instead of the compass. And then the same thing with other options. But here I can change my units from US to metric. The behind the steering wheel on the left side, we can go through our track list or radio station favorites. And then behind on the right side, we can toggle the volume up or down. And then the stalk on the left side, blinkers. When the low beams are on, we can toggle the high beams, flash there, intermittent wipers, and then low, high, auto high beam toggle on the left, and then we can use our front wiper fluid there. Push button start. Finally, here's the key fob with remote start. And next, let's go ahead and take the Silverado 1500 RST out on the road for a test drive. So starting the test drive in the Silverado, this 5.3 liter V8 has plenty of pickup, and I've said this before, the only time you really need to think about going with the 6.2 is if you just want that extra power, you're used to having it. But this 5.3 liter is absolutely perfect. It gets the job done with no issue. And the 10-speed, I said this before as well, just shifts so seamlessly. If you need to drop a few gears to accelerate, it doesn't struggle. And it just allows you to stay in the highest gear possible to maximize your fuel economy too. So we're gonna give it a little pull here. So again, it has the power, it definitely does. But as we get going on the interstate here, we're gonna see how it holds in terms of fuel economy. And the ride's pretty good. It's a full-size truck, so these tend to, just how the wheelbase is set and all that stuff, but especially with the leather interior here, it's a pretty comfortable ride. But as we start to level out here, you can see we'll get about 20, 22 miles per gallon. So this is rated for 15 city, 19 highway just because of the weight, having the four-wheel drive system. But I mean, if you baby the truck, you could probably get 16, 17 overall. Also just depends how you travel. These tend to do best on 2-lane highways where the speed limit's 55. Maybe you're doing 55, 60, 65. That's where you're gonna get the best highway fuel economy. But I mean, a nice driving truck, brake pedal feels good, everything's normal. And where you're also save is having that auto stop feature as well. Now for this price point, I said it a little earlier, I do find it quite a bit steep. These RST trims, they tend to be like that because you can add $10,000, $11,000 worth of options. I mean, you have the $1,000 in the leather package, almost $2,000 in the convenience package too, the Z71 package for your off-road needs, and then things like the wheels. There's just a lot of stuff that you can put on these trucks. So I think if you appreciate all of this, including that tonneau cover back there, which is $1,200, then this will be a good buy for you as opposed to getting everything aftermarket and maybe certain things void your warranty or whatever. But if you're not looking for everything that's on here, let's say you don't mind the leather, I think the leather package is actually pretty cheap for $1,000, but if you don't want the leather, you can save money there. If you don't need to have certain options that this includes, you can save money there. And I mean, this, before all the options included on this truck, was only about 55 grand in this trim level. So just things to consider if you think maybe $66,000 is a bit much for a truck that isn't a Sierra Denali. But overall, love the color, just love how it's spec'd out. Just some of the stuff I might not include in my build just because it can be over the top again if you don't need everything that's included here. But in terms of the truck itself, rides extremely well. Sound acoustics in here are nice. Again, just having that 5.3 liter V8 paired with the 10-speed, That's money in my opinion. It's just a great combo. And then since I think it was the 22 model, having the digital gauge cluster here and then having this Google Assistant screen is a nice touch to stay relevant against the likes of the newer F-150s and Rams. And the funny thing is, I haven't been in a 24 Ram yet, but I think Ram really put everybody on their game in terms of the infotainment systems, and now they're like behind because everybody else has updated their system. But that's opinion based. With all that being said, this will bring me to the end of my review of this 2024 Chevrolet Silverado 1500 in the RST trim level.